Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a coolant change and flush on your 1999 Honda CR-V. First thing you're going to want to do is pop the hood. What you want to do is remove your coolant cap. I'm going to put y'all over here and get y'all out of the sun. And please, please, please do this once the car is cooled off. That's for an oil change, that's for a coolant flush, anything that has to do with fluids. Well, really just these two as of what I know. Please don't do this while the car is hot. It is going to explode in your face and you are going to not be doing an oil change or a coolant flush that day. You're going to remove that. After you remove it, I believe you're going to want to do this. Basically take out the cap to your reservoir as well. I'm going to be, okay, so my situation is I'm going to be draining them both. So we just bought the car, and when I was checking all the fluids, I started to see a lot of rust. Even on the plastic, there's like rust on here. And so that indicated that the people who had it before, from my knowledge, put water in it just to send it off on their way, you know, send us off on our way. And I do not like that. Or even just water in your coolant, water in your radiator. First thing's rust. And why that is because, man, this water or coolant, this coolant runs through your motor to cool it down, okay? That's 101. But when you put water and it's rusting the radiator, it's also rusting your thermostat. And if your thermostat gets rusted and it's not able to open and close, it will either stay closed or it'll stay open. Either one of those are bad, okay? And then you're gonna start having thermostat problems. So what we're gonna do is totally flush this thing out, try to get it as clean as possible, and then we are going to throw new coolant in. So if you're not doing a complete flush to where, because I'm gonna have to take this out, the reservoir. I'm sure it's held on by a 10 millimeter somewhere, or even just slides up. I'll check that out. If you're not having to do all that, then don't do this. Okay, you don't have to do everything that I'm doing. All you gotta do is take off this cap and drain it from the drain plug that I'm fixing to show you. So it's almost similar. Sorry, I was just doing my oil change video, but it doesn't matter if it's going into oil. It's all going to be recycled and thrown away. Okay, so all you're going to need to do is just take off this cap on the 1999 Honda CR-V. Again, you're going to lay down, and honestly, it's like right here. Okay, so it's literally this little hole right here, and you're going to see this white, you know, winged, like whatever you want to call that, wing nut. There you go. And what you're going to want to do is loosen it. You're going to see this hole right here. See this little hole at the bottom of it? That's where it's going to drain your coolant. And same thing as with your oil, you're just going to let it drain and let it drain, let it drain. But since I'm going to be flushing it after it drains, I'm going to start throwing water down it and try to get all that rust as I can and just try to flush it and clean it out as much as possible. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that winged nut under there is pretty strong. Okay, depending on how long it hasn't been moved or touched, and probably even caused by the rust I was talking about. I went ahead and grabbed me my needle nose pliers from my toolbox. What you're gonna want to do is do it nicely. Remember, it's plastic, so you already see it moving. Just kind of do it at least to break it, to go ahead and loosen it. This thing is going to go ahead and start leaking pretty soon. Just go ahead and have your bucket or draining pan ready. There it goes. And you're going to want to open it as much as you can, so that way it does it as fast as you can. If you're not in a rush, let it take its time then. But for me, and you're going to get dirty. See this? This is a dirty, all of it is a dirty job. But that's good right there. I'm not rushing it, but I also don't want to get coolant all over my apartment's parking lot. So I'm just gonna leave it like that and let it drain. While that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and come up here and figure out how to remove this. And like I said, it should be just this. See on the side of here, you see that little clip? Should just be able to slide off normally, but you never know with these things. All my other Hondas just slip out. So we'll figure this out. So I just needed both of my hands. Like I said, usually my other ones, the Integra or the Civic, usually just slips out. Oh, see? Yeah, see, it just slips out. That little bracket in there just kind of hugs this, and it just sits down like that. So just give it a little tug, and it just comes out like that. And dude, this thing is so nasty, it's not even funny. I wish y'all could see this. So let me go ahead and grab my camera off and show y'all that. I mean, this thing looks like sweet tea and Kool-Aid mixed together. Let's get some light in there. Man, I wish I could see this. Let me get in there. I mean, y'all see it. That is so nasty. You don't want that running through your body, so don't run it through your car. That is just disgusting. So what we're gonna do is dump this out responsibly. All the liquids and oils and stuff that you decide to change out, please dump it responsibly. They got drain plugs at AutoZone, and I mean, like, you know, to where you can go dump your oil and all those chemicals, bro. Don't just throw them out in the environment. Now that that's somewhat clean, I still want to clean the inside of it, so I'm probably just going to take it inside, throw some water and soap, shake it up really hard, and try to clean it out as much as I can. Okay guys, so I went ahead and went inside, switched up some water and soap in there. It didn't do the job as I wanted it to, but it definitely did help a lot, okay? But I went ahead and came back with water inside of it to dump in here, and so that way it flushes out. I'm not sure exactly, still going. So I'm just gonna dump it in here and try to, you know, I'm sure there's some kind of, there's gotta be some kind of chemical or something they sell at your local auto parts store to dump in here to flush it out, you know, to clean it. But I'm just using what I have, you know. I'm sure it's all gonna do the same thing. Probably not as good, but like I said, I just needed that old stuff out. Probably gonna clean this up too while I'm waiting. While I was cleaning this off, you see how much better that looks? When I was tugging, basically when I was cleaning it off like this, whatever, getting all that rust and dirt off, the zip tie from this came loose, so I went to go grab one. We're just gonna re-zip tie it. There's clamps. You can use anything for it, anything of your preference. I'll just use zip tie. Okay, it's not that serious. Especially, it's just a reservoir. If it was something on the outside, like in the engine bay, then yeah. But as long as it's doing its job, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that excess off. There you go, just like that. I'm gonna put this back in, screw it. Once it's screwed, you're gonna go ahead and put it back in that bracket you took it out of. Nice and snug. Get it from around this, so it has a nice flow. And we're still just waiting on that to get done draining. Now that it is finally stopped draining, what you're gonna do is go back under there and tighten up that wing nut. Move the drain out the way. You're just gonna tighten it back up. I know you don't have much room, but I mean, you're more than welcome to take off this plastic cover if you want. Of course, you'll have way more, you know, play. And once it's tight, you're good. You're gonna go ahead and come back up to the top. And I went ahead and drained it and cleaned it as much as I could. Like I said, I'm sure they sell certain fluids and probably other stuff you can dump in there, run for a bit or whatever, that's safe for your car. that'll actually clean it. But like I said, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm probably lying, you could see it, but it wasn't too terrible. Okay, my thing was just I didn't want it to keep running through it. Okay, the radiator's still fine, the reservoir's still fine, the lines look good, so it wasn't causing too much trouble just yet. I'm sure they had just put it in there before they sold us the car. It didn't look like it's been running for years like that, but it's always good to change it out. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is dump our coolant into the reservoir. My best bet, or you know, my advice is to use a funnel for this part. Okay, you don't want coolant everywhere. It's not as thick as oil, so it's not as easy to aim. Okay guys, so I am back with a new and full coolant jug. I only got one. Hopefully this does the trick. Hopefully I don't spill as much as I did the first time. And this should be everything we need, hopefully. Oh, there I go. Look at that. I ain't even put that much. See, if I didn't spill all that coolant from the first bottle, I probably would have been good. Anyways, well, now we're going to fill up this second. We're gonna fill up the reservoir. Sorry, I was like, is it full? Just making sure. Oh. You're just gonna fill it up to the max line. If you look onto your reservoir, it'll say max and minimum. Fill it up to the max. There you go. Now I have extra coolant. You're just gonna put the cap back on this thing so you don't lose any, of course. You're going to put this reservoir cap back on. Now, what my dad taught me, I don't know if he was right or wrong, he did have a beer in his hand, is that once it's full like this, you see how all the way to the tippy top, turn on the car and it's gonna suck some out. It's gonna suck some inside to go ahead and fill up this line. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if he was right. It's never failed me, so let's try it on the CRV. What you can do to help it is kind of just get all those air bubbles out. You see all of that bubbles? So what you're going to do is put the cap back on. Grab all your tools out. Make sure you don't leave anything in there. And I will see you guys next time.